Day 5, perfection paralyzes. Another way of saying this is done is better than perfect. And I cannot emphasize this enough. As human beings, some of us have a bigger tendency to do this than others, but we want to make sure that everything is perfect, right? Every little thing is just perfect before we turn it in, before we invite outside opinions, and before in our minds we're willing to let go and continue moving forward in our lives or with other projects. So a good example of this is that I was getting ready to launch a new product for my business. It was a big project that I was working on many years ago, and still early on in my entrepreneurship journey. I wasted so much time and resources making sure that every little thing and like the software was perfect, like all my work was done really well, and every little thing was done perfect. And then something drastic and something huge happened in my life where I had to set the project aside. And had I already launched certain things, and had I already gotten a somewhat some traction going before I nitpicked and made sure that every little thing was perfect, all my time would not have been wasted, because I would not have abandoned the project entirely. Because again, done is better than perfect. With few instances, obviously this isn't for the state speech that you have to give for the politician, that you got to get perfect. That, that's your once in a lifetime shot, your acceptance speech, right? Most parts of life are not Oscar acceptance speeches. With a few differences, with a few obvious or maybe not so obvious exceptions, you can go back and fix the things that you did originally, intentionally, right? Without allowing the fear of not being entirely perfect completely paralyze you from ever getting started. So just in your business, get in the habit of getting things to the finish line. And mind you, I'm not saying to do a rushed job. I'm not saying to hurry up in things. What I am saying is to get in the habit of giving yourself okay, I'm only going to work on this for X amount of time before I move on to something else. That's the kind of thinking that I want you to get in the habit of, because at the end of the day, entrepreneurship changes your thinking, and the different train of thought and the different way you can train yourself to think is what's going to help you be successful as an entrepreneur at the end of the day.